6000 to find out more. That's 916-545-6000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. John McGinnis was compensated for this message and is not a client of Talon Private Wealth, LLC, California license 0N0082.
You're listening to K-Dread, where we play all the best classic water-wasting hits like watering your lawn during the hottest time of the day and leaky faucets. They're tunes from another time because now that we face a hotter, drier future, every drop counts. Despite an extremely wet winter, keep using less water, fix your leaks, and reusing indoor water for your garden. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more ways to conserve. Up next, brushing your teeth with the water on. K-Dread.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know? Too hard?
Too long.
No, Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. Fun is hard. You're right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging. You don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks. Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accent just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You're hired. It can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
KFBK Sacramento. KFBK FM. All kinds of news, traffic, and weather.
KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
It is 4 o'clock at KFBK News Radio. Good afternoon. Happy Friday to you. I'm Kenny O'Neill with the KFBK Afternoon News. Stories now trending. Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg concluding his unorthodox State of the City address with a discussion of housing today and a proposal for a rise in the sales tax. Former President Donald Trump now using his historical booking photo as a fundraising tool, and United Auto Workers vote on approving a potential strike. Let's get some traffic and weather schedule for you. We'll start in the KFK Traffic Center. Hello, Dana Hess.
Hello, happy Friday, Kitty. And a warning, Sacramento, you have incoming. A lot of heavy traffic coming this way, not only out of the Woodland area, but Davis as well. Woodland is going to be slow and go south on I-5 starting after 102 all the way to the split, and then actually all the way almost into the downtown area. Eastbound 80, very sluggish too, and that starts just before you get to Old Davis Road and until you get across the causeway. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Dana Hess, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
All right, thank you, and your KFBK forecast.
Tonight we'll see clear skies. The low tonight of 57 to 61. Tomorrow warm with plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow's high 95 to 99. Sunday will be hot with plenty of sunshine. Expect a high Sunday.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
UWeather's Drew Shannon on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
It's 90 in Sacramento, 91 in Folsom, and Elk Grove has 88 degrees. And your top local story, Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg today offering the third panel discussion of his uniquely formatted State of the City address. At a new housing development on S Street, and they are proposing the creation of long-term sources to fund affordable housing.
I would ask our legislators who are here to at least consider the possibility of going back next year and expand their boundaries so that they can do even more work throughout our central city.
And the mayor proposing a raise in the sales tax, a half a percentage point. It would be on the November 2024 ballot, and that's the subject of your poll question today. Would you be willing to vote for that? Mayor Steinberg saying affordable housing is a priority and stressing that the city also needs to fund safer streets. Your top national story, former President Donald Trump fundraising off his historic booking photo after surrendering to authorities in Atlanta Thursday. Trump and 18 others are charged with criminally conspiring to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results. All of the remaining co-defendants turned themselves in before a noon deadline on Friday today. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand has more from Washington, D.C.
While Trump is fundraising off this latest indictment, he's also taking the Georgia charges very seriously. His legal team now includes Atlanta-based lawyer Stephen Sadow, who specializes in high-profile defense cases.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman has tried cases alongside Sadow. When he speaks, believe me, you turn and listen. In terms of strategy, he is also aggressive. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis has proposed a trial date of October
Approaching a railroad crossing.
That only applies to one defendant. Trump's legal team is opposed. KFK's political analyst Gary Dietrich joins us at 4:17 for an in-depth analysis of the former president's indictments and how they might affect the GOP presidential race. Right now, more news with KFK's Joe Michael.
A day after we learned of a similar death in Sacramento County, Yolo County is now confirming its first West Nile virus death of 2023. KFK's Daniel Martindale reports.
It's the county's first death from the virus since 2018. Public Health Officer Dr. Amy Sisson says 1 in every 4 mosquito samples in Yolo County is now testing positive for West Nile virus. 8 residents have tested positive so far this year, up by 5 from last year. This week, Sacramento County also confirmed its first West Nile virus death of the year. Daniel Martindale, KFBK.
The Police Department will start installing in-car cameras later this year. Installation is expected to start in December and last through next spring. A recently approved 5-year agreement allows for as many as 70 in-car cameras. They'll cost $834,000 over the course of 5 years. Roseville police officers started wearing body cameras in the field in September of 2021. Members of the United Auto Workers Union have voted to authorize
approaching a railroad crossing
by their mid-September deadline. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert has more from Detroit.
This doesn't guarantee a strike, but authorizes union negotiators to call a walkout if needed. UAW President Sean Bain calls the margin overwhelming.
97% of you voted to authorize a strike because you know that we do have the power, that we are united, and we're not afraid. And we're going to win.
Workers are looking for big pay raises, more time off, and a return of benefits given up in previous negotiations. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
A Northern California woman is ready to start her new life with a new heart. 56-year-old Sherry Johnson of Elk Grove was born with a rare defect where her heart formed backwards. The aorta and the pulmonary vessels were reversed. But according to Johnson, the 1960 surgeon had recently figured out how to fix the problem, and the surgery was a success. But even then, doctors didn't expect her to live past the age of 19. Miraculously, the fix has held until recent problems of congestive heart failure arose. In 2021, Johnson underwent a heart transplant, and according to KCRA3, the woman hasn't looked back. She's even training now to compete in the 2024 transplant game. 4:06 on the KFBK Afternoon News with Kitty O'Neill.
All right, Joe, thanks. The continued growth of the American economy, mostly good news, but the chairman of the Federal Reserve today says the downside of that growth is the possibility of more interest rate hikes to fight inflation. Details from CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz.
At an annual conference of central bankers, Powell said inflation remains too high, and the central bank will continue to take action until inflation, now at 3.2%, is at 2%.
We are prepared to raise rates further if appropriate and intend to hold policy at a restrictive level until we are confident that inflation is moving sustainably down toward our objectives.
Powell said the economy has been growing faster than expected, and consumers continue to spend. Two trends he said could keep inflation high. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
All right, your poll question today. Again, we heard from our Sacramento Mayor, Darrell Steinberg, the third installment of his forums that have comprised his State of the City address. And what we learned today is that he is proposing a sales tax hike from 8.7.5% to 9.25%, so it's a half a percentage point. It would go for affordable housing, improving light rail, buses, sidewalks, and bike lanes. What do you think? Would you vote for that? Is it something that you see as needed in our area? So that's your poll question. How would you vote if it's on the ballot next year? Pound 250 on your smartphone. Keyword is open mic. We'll get to that coming up. Right now, though, we've got more of your top global and national stories on KFDK News Radio, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. From ABC News, I'm Daria Aldinger. A tragic end to the crash of a military jet during overnight training exercises near Marine Air Station Miramar in Southern California. We've been told the pilot did not survive.
This is a very large base outside of San Diego. A lot of flights being carried out. We know that an immediate search and rescue mission was launched to try to find the pilot, but we do know that there was a lot of fog on the scene at the time that kind of hampered the efforts by Coast Guard helicopters that was on the scene looking for in wreckage.
ABC's Louis Martinez. 19 defendants accused of trying to overturn the 2020 election results turned themselves in by today's deadline. Former President Trump surrendered last night to authorities in Fulton County, Georgia. The former president has a dedicated base of supporters which views each indictment as proof of conspiracy against him. But some who voted for Mr. Trump in 2020 aren't standing by him now.
Based on all the evidence that we see, he's delusional. He's still saying that the election was fraudulent. He's still saying that he was cheated out of it. There have been over 60 court cases that disprove that theory. And I don't want to give anyone who has delusional characteristics 4 more years of presidency.
Voter Mark Clark says he votes on the candidate, not the party, and he doesn't like the former president's judgment anymore. Tens of thousands of customers in Michigan and Ohio remain without power after a line of severe storms rolled across the region overnight.
We're going to just continue to assess the damage and take it off one bite at a time.
Zach Comer rode out a storm in Kent County, Michigan in his truck. Fed Chair Jerome Powell told the central bank's annual conference in Jackson Hole, Wyoming today that at least one more interest rate hike is likely. You're listening to ABC News.
All right, let's get your traffic and weather together. Dana has in the KFK Traffic Center.
Hide your interest on this. Brought to you by Goldco. And right now, not a lot of accident or incident-wise right now, so we'll go to the travel times. Downtown to the split, eastbound Camp City, heavy in Midtown, around the Marconi Curve. Going to give you an 18-minute ride split to, split as it were. Split to Roseville, 11 minutes eastbound 80. Downtown to Elk Grove, 12 minutes on I-5, and about 15 minutes now on 99. Starting to slow down. Downtown to Folsom, 22 minutes, and we got heavy traffic westbound as well, starting at Watt Avenue all the way to 16th. If you're going to Woodland, 23, maybe 24 minutes northbound I-5. Out to Davis, 16 minutes westbound 80, which is great compared to what you've got going the other way. 113 all the way to the Causeway. It's stop and go, slow and go traffic. And do you think your retirement savings can weather another financial storm? Well, don't risk losing your money from our country's economic gridlock. Goldco has helped thousands protect their money with gold and silver. Call 855-707-GOLD to find out how you can get up to $10,000 in free silver today. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Dana Hess, KFDK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Thank you, Dana. And as we get set for the weekend.
I know.